And for our first story right over here, man, people are going crazy over this news. And it's kind of interesting because at first when I saw this, I didn't necessarily think much of it. Like, I saw the headline and, okay, it seems regular as usual. I guess people are just major Dora fans. But it's not necessarily that aspect that they're freaking out. It's not necessarily the fact that there's going to be a Dora the Explorer movie. It's more who is going to be involved with it. And allow me to go and explain. Now, the news is that Paramount has announced that they want to go and create a live-action Dora the Explorer movie. Now, this is going to be a top priority at the studio since they are thinking of having a 2019 release. And even though they didn't hire a director as of yet, or they didn't hire a cast who's going to be playing like Dora, or Boots, or Diego, or Swiper, or anything like that, they did announce, however, that Nick Stoller is going to be the writer of this movie. And so far, that's all we know about it. And by the way, I just want to mention right now, for those of you who are not too familiar with Dora the Explorer, it was one of the most popular Nickelodeon shows. In fact, it could actually be the most popular Nicktoons preschool show, considering that you got this little Latina girl and her assistant, like her partner Monkey, who would go and teach kids how to speak Spanish and go on little adventures. That's kind of the whole gist of Dora the Explorer in general. It was widely popular, it was beloved by children everywhere, and it looks like right now it's got a chance to have its own major movie. I would like to point out, however, this is not the first time that Paramount was trying to go and create a movie out of Dora the Explorer. Using my source here on The Hollywood Reporter, in 2015, Paramount has been developing a movie with Tom Wheeler from Puss in Boots writing and Mary Parent producing. And that's all we know about it, is that for a while Paramount wanted to try to create a Dora the Explorer movie, and now they're giving it a second shot at it, this time with Nick Stoller as the writer. Okay, so it seems ordinary. Everything seems fine as usual. So the question remains, what is it specifically that people are freaking out about this Dora the Explorer movie? Well, allow me to read it to you. Let me go back on my source. The movie will be produced by Platinum Dunes, the production company run by Andrew Form, Brad Fuller, and Michael Bay. So basically, the big thing that people are freaking out over is the fact that Michael Bay is going to be producing a Dora the Explorer movie. Now, admittedly, when I first read that, I had to double check to really see if this is the same Michael Bay we're talking about. Like, is this the same, like, Transformers, Armageddon, Pearl Harbor Michael Bay that loves explosions, America's #1, and loves to stare at bikini models' butts? Like that Michael Bay? And I had to double check. I had to research. Is Platinum Dunes really what they say they are? Is this the same Michael Bay? And the answer is yes. This is legitimately Michael Bay trying to produce a Dora the Explorer movie. Why the fridge is Michael Bay producing a Dora the Explorer movie? These are like two freaking opposites, and yet here they are meshed up together. I mean, why? That doesn't make sense. Now, I know that there are people out there, they could make the argument that, well, technically Michael Bay is only producing the movie. He's not necessarily going to be directing the project. So this isn't necessarily Michael Bay's Dora the Explorer. We're not going to see like a whole bunch of crazy explosions happening while Dora is trying to teach kids how to speak Spanish. Okay, that is true. However, even if he is just producing, like, you could still smell the stench of Michael Bay in that movie. And a great example that I have is with the recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Now, say what you will about them, you can enjoy them, you can think they suck, like, I've heard a lot of mixed reactions over it, but the big thing that you cannot deny about those films is that you can see a lot of Michael Bayisms all over those movies. Like, it's almost like it could have been directed by Michael Bay, and that guy certainly had a major influence in bringing these films to life. So that's the thing, is that when you bring Michael Bay involved, he will certainly be involved with that project. Now, another argument that people could make regarding Michael Bay in this is that, well, he is just a producer, and you never know, with his producing credits, he could do a lot of stuff. Maybe there actually is a credit where he produced a movie that is more similar to the veins of Dora the Explorer. And that could be true, that could actually be a good point right over there. So maybe there is something that Michael Bay did where he actually produced some kind of family film or a little comedy or something that more kids could actually enjoy. And no, he did none of that. There are only two things that he produced. Whenever he would go and not produce one of his crazy exploding action movies, he would be producing horror films. And I'm going on IMDb and looking into his producing credits. There are a lot of them that, when it comes to his horror credits, they would actually be either remakes of classics or they would be Blumhouse films. Like, I see right over here that some of the horror films that he produced includes Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, the 2009 Friday the 13th film, the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street, and then also with Blumhouse, he would be producing the Purge movies and also the Ouija films. So that's kind of the thing, is that he would be producing either crazy action movies or he would be producing horror movies, none of which fit in the category of Dora the Explorer. So really, it does make me a little bit concerned. Like, I have never seen an episode of Dora the Explorer, but I dread to see what the fridge is Michael Bay gonna do to really turn it into his movie with Dora the Explorer. Like, honestly, that's going to be a piece of madness that I am questioning if I really do want to see. But then there is one more argument, actually, regarding Dora the Explorer, is the fact that, well, when you look at the show, there really is nothing for Michael Bay to really enforce many of his big, not his cliches, but a lot of his trademarks in there. Like, you're not gonna see something similar to Transformers and Dora the Explorer. I mean, this is just a little Latina girl going on little adventures with talking objects and talking animals. It's simple as that. Well, okay, yeah, that is true. And I mean, with the movie, maybe they will amp up the adventureness, try to make something a little bit bigger for Dora to go. And apparently it says that the movie will actually be how Dora and her cousin Diego are going to be moving to the big city as teenagers. Oh God, no. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh my God. Dora the Explorer as a teenager, and with Michael Bay involved. Why do I have the feeling that this movie will try to say that she's 16, yet Michael Bay is still going to hire some Latina bikini model to be playing as Dora? Can you say el culo? Me gusta! Oh boy! Man, there are so many ways that I could see this go into a completely different direction that I don't think the creators of Dora intended this to go. Like, oh my god. Why Michael Bay? Out of all the freaking people working at Paramount, why did you bring in Michael Bay to work on this movie? I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, he brought Transformers to life. He brought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to life. Oh, maybe he's gonna do the same thing with Dora the Explorer. No! That's not how it freaking works! Have you seen his freaking movies? They are not the material to make a Dora the Explorer movie with. Okay, now, if I could be a little bit more serious for a moment, there is one silver lining that I actually do see. Something that actually does tell me that there actually is a chance that this Dora the Explorer movie could actually work, and it could actually be good. And that is actually with the credits of Nick Stoller. Now, in recent years, Nick has definitely proven that he can actually do some pretty good work. And he has experience with working with projects like Dora the Explorer, considering that not only his directing credits, but especially his writing credits actually do include comedies, family films, and working with already existing properties. If I can go on his IMDb page, there actually are a lot of good credentials under his belt. Like, in the start of his career, he started doing some writing for some Jim Carrey movies like Fun with Dick and Jane and Yes Man. He then would go and work on the Neighbors movies starring Zac Efron and Seth Rogen. He actually did work on the recent Muppet films like the 2011 Muppets movie and Muppets Most Wanted. And just recently, he actually did work on some animated films. He was actually credited with Warner Brothers Storks, and just recently, he was credited as one of the writers of DreamWorks' Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. So, at the very least, the most positive thing that I could say about this Dora the Explorer movie is that, at least in terms of the script, it is in good hands. I'm confident that Nick Stoller can actually go and create something entertaining for it. Not just for the little kids that enjoy Dora, but also for family films. Most likely something that both kids and adults can certainly enjoy. It's more just the fact that Michael Bay is involved where I'm not really trusting. And Michael Bay, as a producer, he's pretty much the big boss of this. So his final say goes before even what the director wants to do. And that's the part that does make me a little bit scared. I don't know what the fridge is gonna happen, but I feel like we're kind of mixing some things that shouldn't be going together, and we're gonna see, no pun intended, a giant explosion happening before our eyes. This could actually either really do work, or it could fail in epic proportions. Who the fridge knows is gonna happen? But now we're stuck in a position where Michael Bay is going to be producing a Dora the Explorer movie. Like, what the fridge else is next? Like, are we gonna see Michael Bay do, like, a Fairly Odd Parents movie? Is he gonna be producing the next SpongeBob film now? Like, what the fridge are you gonna do? Why Paramount? Why do you really have to have Michael Bay involved in so many of your freaking projects? This makes no sense. Oh my god. Man, I don't know. It's just, I'm a little scared to see what the fridge is going on with this Dora the Explorer movie, but if somehow you're excited to see what's gonna happen, what the madness will be in store with this entire Dora movie, if you're expecting somewhere in the veins of something like that College Humor video, then all you have to do is apparently wait until 2019 for the movie's release, or what Paramount hopes to be the movie's release.